The biting wind whipped across the vast, open plains of South Dakota, carrying with it a whisper of the past, a whisper that echoed with unanswered questions and a chilling sense of unease. It was 1974, a year marked by bell-bottoms, disco, and a growing sense of unease in a world grappling with change. But in the quiet city of Sioux Falls, a far more personal tragedy was unfolding, a mystery that would haunt the community for decades: the disappearance of ELLABETH Lodermeyer. Her name, once a familiar echo in the hallways of her home, became a ghost, a reminder of a life abruptly extinguished, leaving behind only a trail of perplexing clues and unanswered questions. ELLABETH Lodermeyer, a name that conjured images of a life filled with promise and the simple joys of family, vanished without a trace, leaving behind a void that time has failed to fill. Born into a loving family in Sioux Falls, ELLABETH was known for her warmth, her infectious laugh, and her vibrant spirit. While the exact year of her birth isn't widely publicized, she was in her teenage years when she disappeared, a young woman on the cusp of adulthood. She was a daughter, a sister, a friend, and someone who dreamed of a future that was cruelly stolen away from her. The specifics of her life before her disappearance are scant. The details are pieced together from fading memories and brittle documents. But the impact of her loss, felt by those who knew her, is as vivid today as it was in the spring of 1974. Her parents, though their names are rarely mentioned in connection with the public aspects of the case, undoubtedly carried an unimaginable burden. The absence of a complete picture of her life only adds to the tragedy, leaving us with the chilling realization of how much we don't know and the profound grief associated with the unknown. The year 1974 was a turning point for many, but for the Lodermeyer family, it became a year of unfathomable heartbreak. The precise date of ELLABETH's disappearance remains shrouded in the mists of time, but the initial reports suggest a time when she simply vanished from her home, a stark departure from the normalcy of everyday life. Sioux Falls in the mid-70s was a city of quiet streets, friendly faces, and a strong sense of community. It was the kind of place where everyone knew everyone, and the thought of a young girl disappearing without a trace was almost unthinkable. The landscape surrounding Sioux Falls, a tapestry of rolling farmland punctuated by the gentle curves of the Big Sioux River, offered a picturesque backdrop to a community built on familiarity and trust. It was a place where the changing seasons brought predictable rhythms, from the vibrant green of spring to the crisp gold of autumn, a predictability that ELLABETH's disappearance violently shattered. The impact of ELLABETH's disappearance, a tragedy that has cast a long shadow over the community, went far beyond the immediate shock and grief. The lack of resolution has left a gaping wound in the hearts of her family and friends, a constant reminder of the unanswered questions and the uncertainty that has plagued them for decades. Her disappearance has become a symbol of the vulnerability of human life, a stark reminder that even in the safest of communities, tragedy can strike without warning. The loss of ELLABETH, the unfulfilled potential, the dreams that were never realized, the love that was never fully expressed, remains a painful legacy. It's a story that resonates with anyone who has ever loved a child, a sibling, or a friend, and has imagined the gut-wrenching fear of their sudden absence. The quiet streets of Sioux Falls, once filled with the sounds of children playing and neighbors chatting, were now often hushed by a palpable sense of anxiety. The community rallied around the Lodermeyer family, offering comfort and support, but the shared sense of security had been irrevocably damaged. Every unexplained car, every stranger passing through town, became a subject of scrutiny. The fear that had initially been confined to the Lodermeyer home began to seep into the fabric of the entire community. The initial intense search efforts, involving volunteers and law enforcement alike, who scoured fields and questioned every known associate, eventually waned as hope dwindled, leaving behind a heavy silence and the persistent, agonizing question of what happened. The passage of time, rather than healing the wound, only seemed to deepen the mystery, allowing the speculative whispers to grow louder and the unanswered questions to loom larger. The story of ELLABETH Lodermeyer, a young woman who vanished in the vast expanse of the American Midwest, offers a profound testament to the human spirit's ability. Her story, while steeped in the darkness of an unsolved mystery, is also a powerful reminder of the importance of valuing every life, and keeping the flame of justice alive, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. The parallel with the recent disappearance of a 13-year-old girl who ran into the North Maine woods a year ago and remains missing underscores the persistent and heartbreaking reality of such cases. The vulnerability of youth, the vastness of the wilderness, and the agonizing uncertainty for families are themes that transcend time and geography. Until the day that the truth of ELLABETH's fate is revealed, her story will remain a painful reminder of the innocent life that was tragically lost and the hope that the past and the future will eventually find some answers. Her memory, though veiled in mystery, deserves to be honored, and the questions surrounding her disappearance deserve to be relentlessly pursued, in the hope that one day, peace can finally be found for ELLABETH and those who loved her. The wind across the plains may whisper of the past, but it also carries the enduring hope for a future where some mysteries are finally solved. The enigma surrounding ELLABETH Lodermeyer's disappearance deepens considerably when one considers the inexplicable discovery of her credit cards. Months after she vanished from her Sioux Falls home, these personal financial tools, tangible remnants of her life, resurfaced in the most unexpected and distant location, a women's bathroom at a railway station in Dauphin, Manitoba, Canada. This discovery, nearly a 10-hour drive north of Sioux Falls, is not merely a geographic anomaly. It's a stark, unsettling clue that throws a wrench into the initial assumptions of local foul play or a runaway scenario within a familiar radius. Dauphin, a town nestled in the heart of Manitoba, far removed from the plains of South Dakota, offers no immediate, logical connection to ELLABETH or her family. The railway station itself, a hub of transient activity, becomes a stage for the lingering mystery. One can almost picture the hushed conversations, the growing unease of the person who found them, a stark contrast to the everyday routines of travelers passing through. The credit cards, perhaps once used for innocent purchases like textbooks or a treat from a local diner, now sit as silent witnesses to a journey or an unwilling displacement that remains utterly unknown. Who placed them there? Was it ELLABETH herself, attempting a desperate signal, or someone else entirely, with motives as obscure as the distance between Sioux Falls and Dauphin? Investigators, grasping at straws, meticulously traced the credit card company records, hoping to uncover any transactions that might shed light on her whereabouts. However, the lack of subsequent use after their abandonment in Dauphin only amplified the chilling questions. The possibility of a deliberate discarding, a breadcrumb left for a pursuer, or perhaps a clumsy attempt by a third party to mislead, continued to fuel the anxieties of both law enforcement and the heartbroken Lodermeyer family. The cold, impersonal nature of the railway station bathroom, a transient space devoid of personal connection, contrasted sharply with the deeply personal tragedy of ELLABETH's vanishing, making the discovery all the more haunting. Law enforcement painstakingly documented the scene, bagging the cards as crucial evidence and initiating inquiries with Canadian authorities, a process fraught with logistical challenges and a gnawing sense of the unknown.